Chelsea are becoming a problem. They are becoming a huge problem. 4 wins on the bounce. Estevao looks special. 5-1 in the Champions League without Reece James, without Pedro Neto, without Cucurella, no first team goalkeeper starting in Robert Sanchez, a bench that looks fairly stacked in quality. And Chelsea's young guns today went out there and absolutely dismantled Ajax from minute 1 to minute 90. And everything looked fluid. Everything looked like they were just out there enjoying their football and having fun. And I'm looking at Chelsea's games coming up. I'm looking at their recent results after beating Benfica, after beating Liverpool, after beating Forest, after beating Ajax, with Sunderland, Wolves, Qarabag, Wolves again, Burnley all coming up. They could be a big problem for a lot of teams this season. European pedigree, European heritage in and around the Champions League. No Cole Palmer at the moment either. No João Pedro in the team today. Alejandro Garnacho is not up to speed yet. They are very, very entertaining to watch, and I believe Chelsea this season are going to be a threat. I very much looked at them and I thought at times they don't look. They're very, very hit and miss. Like some of the games they've had this season, against Bayern, against Man United, drawing away to Brentford. But they have a lot of goals in their team. 5 goals scored against West Ham, 3 goals against Nottingham Forest, 5 goals against Ajax, 2 against Fulham. They look a real threat going forward. And they've got decimated injuries at the back as well. Once they get those injuries back, make sure you go down and drop a like on the video if you haven't already. And let me know your thoughts. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button. Get over to the second channel and subscribe to that as well. Henry Talks Tottenham. Post-match reaction for Tottenham 0, Monaco 0 is out over there. But today, we have to speak on Chelsea. And I want to speak on Estevao because for me, he is a hell of a player. He is a hell of a player. Today, trying to pull out over a kicks. He's just a lot of Brazilian players have got this tag. What they go down easier. That there's a sense of diving in their game. I looked at him today. He gets bars on the floor, immediately gets up, and people forget that this guy who, for me, I don't want to say he's Chelsea's best player because you've got Cole Palmer, you've got Reece James, who's one of the best right backs in European football, but he's 18 years of age. Like for me, 4 starts in the Premier League, 1 goal and 1 assist. I believe that was his first goal in the Champions League today. Scored twice against South Korea during the international break in a 5-0 win. Scored the winner against Liverpool to get Chelsea all 3 points. And this team there's a lot of young players in there. Gittens, Guiu gets his first Chelsea goal of 2025. Fofana and Tosin Adebayo, a centre-back pairing who I think will get better over time, but I still I'm a big fan of Chalobah. I think Chalobah is probably better than Tosin, in my opinion. The fact that you're playing arguably the best DM in European football right now at right back, Lavia and Fernandez. Caicedo has got to be one of the most versatile players. You can play him anywhere in midfield. You can play him right back. You can play him at left back. He's just an absolute joke. An Ajax team, familiar faces in there as well. In Weghorst, who got that goal. In terms of the bench, I mean, look at the Chelsea bench. Chalobah, Andrew Santos, Tyrick George, Robert Sanchez, of course, didn't start. Cucurella, Pedro Neto, Reece James, Alejandro Garnacho. And when you look at this Chelsea team, there's a hell of a lot of quality in there, man. There's a hell of a lot of quality. And I'm looking at the fixtures they've got coming up. We'll get into the fixture shortly. There was a red card from Kenneth Taylor, who, I'll be honest, I don't really know what he's doing. It's a stupid red card from him. So high up, basically near the shin bone, the tackle was. It's going to be a red card any day of the week. As soon as that red card happened, Chelsea just battered Ajax. It could have been 7. It could have been 8. You look at shots on target, possession, XG, any metric you want to look at. Chelsea deserve to win today. 22 shots, 10 shots on target, 5 big chances created, 3.5 XG against 105. Of course, there was 3 penalties in the game, but they get that red card, and then I just thought to myself, like, that's game over for them, isn't it? And then Guiu scores a first time finish from about 3 or 4 yards out, bounces into the back of the net, gets his first goal, steps in for, no Delap. He's still out injured, which people forget as well. João Pedro, of course, rested. Big game at the weekend against Sunderland, in which if Chelsea win, they can, keep building momentum, keep progressing, keep climbing up that Premier League table. Caicedo, edge of the box, gets the strike. Every Chelsea fan is expecting him to hit the target. It's a wicked deflection. Wrong foot's Passivar, the Ajax goalkeeper. And then it was just about damage limitation for me. They went 2-0 up. 2 penalties in the 45th and 49th minute. The first one, I have no idea what Weghorst is doing. There's no need to go to ground. Before that, he showed a bit of character, steps up for the penalty. Tosin, there's no need to bring him down like that. You got to trust your goalkeeper there if he tries and gets the shot away. Gives the penalty away. Weghorst steps up, and then Weghorst is all action. It's all about him. It's so, heavily involved, and then gives the penalty away on I was about to say Bruno Fernandez, on Enzo Fernandez. Is absolutely catastrophic. He goes like that. I got the ball. You didn't get the ball, mate. Like, you completely took Enzo Fernandez out. Enzo Fernandez steps up, who for me, is one of Chelsea's best players. 3 goals and 1 assist in the Premier League this season. Goal tonight against Ajax in the Champions League. Been really, really consistent last 4 or 5 games for Chelsea. I love that double pivot of Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo. Everyone knows for me, that's one of the best double pivots for me in European football. I would even argue to a degree it may even be the best. It was a really, really, really good win for them tonight, and then I look at, the second penalty, which that star boy, and yes, I am calling that because he's a hell of a talent, Estevao, gets fouled, drops to the floor, gets back up, gets fouled again, wins the penalty, opens his body out, left foot in the stanchion, right in the top corner. It's a really, really, really good penalty from Estevao. And then second half, you're saying, the manager's team talk, keep back more of the same, go and extend that goal difference is what probably Maresca's thinking after the 1-0 win against Benfica, which puts Chelsea, I believe, in the top 8. He's put them to a win tonight. They go out there, Tyreek George gets the shot. It's a wicked deflection. Ron Foot's the goalkeeper and puts Chelsea, 11th in the Champions League. And the next game is against Karabag, which you would expect Chelsea to comfortably win. Teams around them. I mean, we didn't have a good result tonight, drawing to Monaco, but Liverpool also won 5-1. And I'm looking around, Chelsea, 7 goals, 4 conceded, 7 goals, 4 conceded. Other than that Bayern Munich defeat, they've been really, really good in the Champions League. And I do believe now they can build some momentum next 4 or 5 games, because they have got it tough coming. We'll look at the next 5 games. The games after this, I think they'll beat Sunderland. I think they beat Wolves in the Cup. Against us, I'm always going to back Tottenham over Chelsea, but we all know that for without a shadow of a doubt, we all know that Chelsea have our number at home. They've won there so many times in recent years. Then they play Karabag away, which they should win. And they play Wolves again in the Premier League. And they'll play Burnley in the Premier League. Chelsea will be favourites for the next 6 games. And if they can build up some momentum and make it, that would be 10 wins on the bounce before the win against Benfica. After that, though, Barcelona is going to be really, really tough. And then they've got Arsenal, Leeds away, Bournemouth away, Atalanta away, Newcastle away, and in between that, Everton at home. But this Chelsea team, once they get Cole Palmer back, once João Pedro starts scoring again, get the lap back, try and get Garnacho some more game time. I personally believe this Chelsea team are a threat. I don't buy into some of the nonsense that some people are saying about how they're not that good, how there was a red card, so you'd expect Chelsea to be. I don't buy into any of that nonsense. I think Chelsea deserved to win today, and I think they were by far the better team. And I think the last 4 games they've deserved to win, and Estevao has been at the heart of that. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you next time. Thank you all for watching. I am out.